Greetings and welcome to today's session. Today's session, we are basically going to be looking at another set of KABS ICT paper, and this time around, we are looking at Senior 2 end of year examination. So this is a theory paper, and later we shall also be looking at paper 2. So this paper was for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Instructions were saying that this paper consists of two sections, A and B. It has 3 examination items. Section A has 1 compulsory item. Section B has 2 items. Answer 1 item from section B. So answer 2 examination items in all. So meaning that we are now going to look at these items. Section A, the first item is saying that Rukungiri District Hospital is planning to conduct virtual health education sessions with rural communities, teaching them about basic health practices, nutrition, and preventive care without the need for physical gatherings. Tasks. A. Describe how ICT tools can facilitate these virtual health education sessions in rural areas. Part B. Discuss the necessary precautions that should be observed to ensure privacy and secure communication during these sessions. So we are going to deeply explore the different responses to these very tasks. So when you look at part A, we are going to see how best is it supposed to be scored and which responses should we consider. So here is the evaluation grid or the scoring guide, and then later we shall look at the expected responses. So the competence or the basis of assessment, if you provide a focused introduction, you get 1 mark. Then you have to describe how ICT tools can facilitate virtual sessions. If you have explained 5 or more ICT tools or methods, e.g. you have identified video conferencing, pre-recorded videos, or even sending SMSs, you get maximum 4 scores. So the scores will keep on reducing depending on the number of tools you have explained or the methods you have given, up to when someone has no response, but maximum 5 responses, you get 4 scores. Part B was looking at you identifying and explaining the privacy and security precautions. If you identify and explain 5 or more of these, you get 4 scores, and the scores will keep on reducing depending on how many precautions you have identified and explained. Then from there, we need to see a focused, we need to see a relevant conclusion. Depending on the points you have given or the areas you have highlighted out, or basing on the scenario itself, you can give a conclusion. So let's dive into the answering of this very item 1. So you have to give introduction, and here is our introduction. We are saying that ICT tools enable healthcare institutions to reach remote communities effectively, bypassing barriers such as distance and limited physical resources. Rukungiri District Hospital can use these tools to educate the rural communities on essential health practices while ensuring secure and private communication. So this is our introduction. So this kind of intro is going to give us 1 score. Then part A of the question. Part A of the question was saying that we describe how ICT tools can facilitate these virtual health education sessions in rural areas. So to get started, we need communication platforms. We are going to use video conferencing tools. So we have identified video conferencing tools such as Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams to conduct live sessions. These platforms support video, audio, and screen sharing, enabling interactive presentations and demonstrations. We need also pre-recorded content. We are going to prepare and upload educational videos to platforms like YouTube or Facebook for on-demand access by rural communities. We are going to ensure that videos are translated into local languages for better understanding. Note that we can use SMSs and mobile apps. We shall use SMSs to send brief health tips, reminders about upcoming sessions, and links to resources. We are going to develop or use mobile health apps to distribute educational content and gather feedback. Note that we can have radio integration. We are going to collaborate with local radio stations to broadcast health education sessions. We can combine live radio discussions with SMSs for community interaction. Number 5, we need social media and WhatsApp groups. So with social media and WhatsApp groups here, we are going to create WhatsApp groups or Facebook pages to share educational materials, answer questions, and post some updates there. So we are going to use these platforms for real-time communication and fostering a sense of a sense of community. Number 6, we can think of projectors and public screens. For areas with limited individual access, we can use projectors and public screens in community centers to display live or pre-recorded sessions. So these are some of the tools, these are some of the ICT tools and how they can facilitate these virtual health educational sessions in rural areas. Then let's look at tips for implementation. How are we going to do this? First of all, we need to first identify the target communities and their preferred ICT tools. We need to plan and prepare content that is tailored to the audience, focusing on local health issues. For example, that's why we said we need also to translate them. Then more to that, we need to train facilitators and ensure the availability of reliable internet and power. More to that, we can think of schedule sessions and disseminate information using SMSs or community leaders. Then we shall conduct sessions and collect feedback for improvement. So this one you can give it at the end, or you can even leave it out, the steps for implementation. Let's now look at part B of the item 1. Discuss the necessary precautions that should be observed to ensure privacy and secure communication during these sessions. So here, what are we going to do? Number 1, we need secure access. How are we going to ensure secure access? We are going to use unique meeting IDs and strong passwords for virtual sessions to prevent unauthorized access. We can also enable waiting rooms. Those who have used Zoom, you know what waiting rooms are in video conferencing platforms to screen participants before admitting them. Then more to that, we need data privacy. With data privacy, avoid sharing sensitive personal data to participants during sessions. More to that, we need to use anonymized data when discussing community health statistics or case studies. So here we can use demo data, etc. More to that, we need encrypted communications. We can use platforms that offer end-to-end encryptions for video calls and messages, such as Zoom if we are on a paid version, or even WhatsApp that shows that this data is end-to-end encrypted. More to that, we need to educate participants on safe practices. Here, this is what we are going to do. We are going to inform participants not to share personal or medical information publicly during the sessions. We are also going to encourage them to use secure devices for accessing sessions. Number 5, consent and permission. Here, we have to obtain consent before recording sessions or using participants' contributions, for example, questions for other purposes. Then, regular monitoring. How are we going to do this? With regular monitoring, monitor live sessions for any inappropriate behavior or unauthorized access. We can also assign a co-host or moderator to manage participants and ensure smooth communication. Then, number 7, which is the last, technology security. How are we going to ensure this? We have to keep software and devices updated to reduce vulnerabilities. We are also going to ensure that we have antivirus programs to protect against malware during sessions, preparations, or file sharing. And finally, we need to give a conclusion. So here, by leveraging ICT tools and ensuring secure communication practices, Rukungiri District Hospital can deliver impactful health education services to the rural communities, improving access to virtual information and empowering participants to adopt healthier lifestyles. So here is our conclusion. So when you look at our conclusion, we also earn us 1 mark. And we said here under precautions, at least a minimum of 5 responses, you get your 4 scores. Then here we are looking at ICT tools and their roles. A minimum of 5 ICT tools you have mentioned and explained, you get your 4 scores. So here we have 1 mark on introduction plus the 4, that is 5, plus these 4 become 9, plus 1 for conclusion, 10. Then the format of our document. So the format of our document will also earn us 1 score, and in total 11 out of 11 scores for item 1. Let's now look at item 2. Item 2 is in section B, where we are told to answer 1 item, but for this discussion we are going to answer all the items in section B. Item 2. Due to a recent rise in cases of malaria, your school has been chosen to provide information to help prevent the spread of the disease. You have been asked to research and compile information on malaria, including causes, symptoms, prevention, and treatment options. Tasks. Part A. Describe how you would search for information on malaria, organize it, and share it with community members using ICT tools. Part B. List the precautions you would take to ensure safe and respectful internet use when gathering and sharing information. So, let's see how to approach this item right away from task A and task B. To begin with, we need to see how best can we score this scenario. That is the basis of assessment, the skill, and then the score. You have to give a focused introduction, that is 1 mark. Then you need to describe how to search, organize, and share this information. If you have explained 5 or more methods or tools on how best you are going to search, organize, and share information, you are going to get 4 scores. Then the scores will keep on reducing like that. Then part B, you are supposed to list precautions for safe and respectful internet use. That is about netiquette and all that. You have to identify and explain at least 5 or more precautions, such as you verifying sources, respecting copyrights and avoid plagiarism, etc. Minimum of 5 responses, you get 4 scores. Give a relevant conclusion, the format of the document, then total 11 scores. So let's give our introduction for item 2. Using ICT tools for search and communication provides an effective way to collect and disseminate information about malaria. This approach ensures that accurate, organized, and accessible information reaches community members, fostering awareness and prevention. So here, we have our introduction, which takes 1 score. Then part A. Part A needs us to describe how you would search for information on malaria, organize it, and share it with the community members using ICT tools. So here, searching for information on malaria, what are we going to do? We are going to use search engines. Use reliable search engines like Google, Bing, to search for terms such as malaria causes, malaria symptoms, malaria prevention, and malaria treatment. So we need to look at least trusted websites as we are searching. Trusted websites such as the World Health Organization website for global information on malaria. We can also use the Uganda's Ministry of Health website for localized data and recommendations. We can also look at academic resources such as PubMed or ResearchGate for detailed studies. Then note that we need to look at what we call video and infographics. This kind of data that we are searching, we can explore videos on YouTube and infographics on health-related platforms for visual representations. Number 2, how are we going to organize the information? First of all, we are going to do categorization. We shall use headings and sections to separate the information into causes, symptoms, prevention, and treatment. Then from there, we can create a document. Document creation, compile the research into well-structured document using tools like Microsoft Word. If you are on internet, you can use Google Docs. Then presentation materials. We are going to create a visually engaging slideshow using PowerPoint. If I'm on internet, I can even use Canva to present the information that I have gathered. More to that, I can use spreadsheet for data. I can use Excel or Google Sheets to track malaria statistics and highlight the trends by making a graph. Then, number 3, we are looking at sharing now the information. Sharing the information with the community, we are going to use posters and flyers. I'm going to use desktop publishing tools like Microsoft Publisher to design and print informational flyers for distribution. I can also use social media platforms. Here, I share summarized information, infographics, and session announcements on platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp, or Twitter. So these examples are more important. Then public presentation. What can we do here? We can use projectors and presentation software to share the information during community meetings. More to that, I can think of using SMSs and emails. Send brief tips and resource links directly to community members via SMS or email. So here we have given the ways we would search for information using search engines. We have seen how to organize information. We have seen how best we can share it with the community members. Let's now look at part B of the question. Part B of the question is saying, list the precautions you would take to ensure safe and respectful internet use when gathering and sharing information. So here, 1, we need to verify information sources. How are we going to do this? Ensure that the information comes from credible and up-to-date sources. Avoid fake or misleading websites. More to that, we need to cross-check data from multiple reliable platforms. Number 2, respect copyright and intellectual property. Here, use public domain or licensed content when downloading articles and images or videos. More to that, always provide proper credit for content used from external sources. Next, avoid plagiarism. Here, what we are going to do is to paraphrase content and create original materials to share with the community. More to that, we can even use the plagiarism checking tools like Grammarly and others to ensure originality. So, number 4, protect personal information. Here, avoid sharing personal data such as phone numbers or addresses in the public forums. More to that, use generic school or group accounts for online communication. Number 5, as a precaution, maintain professional communication. Use appropriate language when creating and sharing content. More to that, moderate online platforms such as social media groups to prevent inappropriate content or comments. Number 6, adhere to data privacy regulations. What do I mean here? 1, you need to avoid collecting or sharing sensitive community data without their consent. More to that, ensure any participant details shared, e.g. during discussions, remain anonymized. You can say person A suggested that. Then, more to that, secure devices and accounts. Here, you are going to use strong passwords and enable a two-factor authentication for online accounts. More to that, keep antivirus software updated to prevent devices from malware. Finally, we can give a conclusion by using ICT tools to search, organize, and share information on malaria. The school can effectively raise awareness and educate the community on preventive and treatment, ensuring safe and respectful internet practices will build trust and credibility while protecting both the researchers and the audience. So here, this is our conclusion, which carries 1 score. So we had said that some of these precautions, minimum 5 of the precautions, you get your 4 scores. Then for part A, the how best you are going to search, organize, and share information. Here you also get 4 scores. For me, I've given a detailed approach. You as a learner, you can give a few of the points while responding to this item 2A and B. So here we have given our conclusion. So we look at the format of the document, which gives us 1 score, total 11 out of 11. Let's now look at item 3. Kanungu Farmers Cooperative has been given a grant to establish a digital resource center with 20 computers. The center is expected to support farmers by providing resources on crop management, weather updates, and market prices. Task: prepare a report for the cooperative detailing the necessary hardware devices they should acquire, including any additional components required for effective functionality, and describe how each device will be beneficial to the farmers. So, this is our task here, to prepare a report. And here, what are we going to do? Let's first look at the scoring guide. Here, the basis of assessment, you must provide a focused introduction, which gives us 1 mark. Then we have to identify the necessary hardware devices. You identify and explain at least 5 or more, you get 4 scores. These devices can be computers, servers, printers, and their functions. Then the scores will keep reducing like that. Then you need also to explain how each device benefits the farmer. And here, at least a minimum of 5 benefit, you get 4 scores. And you need also to identify additional components and justify their inclusion. Why would you need them? And finally, you give a focused conclusion. So, let's look at our introduction. Item 3, expected response. So here we have our detailed report for Kanungu Farmers Digital Resource Center. So here is our title. And now, the report we are saying that this report title, Setting Up a Digital Resource Center for Kanungu Farmers Cooperative. That is our report title. Then introduction. The establishment of a digital resource center with 20 computers provides an opportunity for Kanungu Farmers Cooperative to empower farmers with access to valuable information on crop management, weather updates, and market prices. This report highlights the necessary hardware devices and additional components required to ensure effective functionality and describes their benefits to the farmers. This is our introduction for the report. More to that, we can have a subheading, hardware devices and their benefits. Remember in the question, they told us that they are considering to have 20 computers. So from here, we are saying that 20 computer units. Type, these are desktop or laptop computers with reliable processing speed and adequate storage. For example, 8 GB RAM, 256 SSD. What is the benefit of these computers? Farmers can access digital resources such as crop management guides and market analysis tools. These computers are going to provide a platform for browsing weather forecasts and accessing government agricultural services. So this is the purpose of the computers. Then we need 20 monitor units. These ones can be full HD monitors, 21 maybe 24 inches. The benefit, these ones are to ensure clarity and visibility when reading information or watching educational videos. And also these ones can reduce eye strain with modern anti-glare technology. Then number 3, they need keyboard and mice, at least 20 units each, because we are still looking at the 20 computers. The benefits of the mice and keyboards here, to enable farmers type queries, input data, and navigate through online platforms easily. The keyboard and mice are going to ensure accessibility for users and familiar with touch-based devices. Then number 4, we need a server. A server, this one is going to be a central server to manage shared resources, files, and applications. The benefit, still, the word server, it facilitates centralized storage or digital farming resources for easy access. It also provides security and backup for critical data. Number 5, we need network devices such as a router for internet distribution. We need a switch to connect multiple devices to the same network. We need access points for wireless internet connectivity across the center. So the purpose of all this has already been identified, but to summarize, these ones, the benefits, they ensure stable internet access for researching market prices and downloading crop management guides. It also allows farmers to connect their personal devices to the network for extended usage. Number 6, among the devices needed, printers and scanners. Type, which type of printer and scanner? Here we shall need multifunctional devices which are capable of printing, scanning, and photocopying. Their benefit is that farmers can print important documents such as market reports and crop schedules. They can also use scanning services which will allow digitization of farming records for secure storage and sharing. Next, we can also talk about projectors and screens. These ones are useful for group training sessions on crop management and accessing weather reports. We can also look at projectors. The projector and screens will enable facilitators to demonstrate digital tools effectively to multiple farmers at once. Number 8, we need external storage devices. External storage devices such as hard drives or USB flash drives. These ones will allow backup of critical information, ensuring data is not lost during power or system failure. The external storage devices also facilitate data transfer between systems for sharing resources with farmers. Let's also talk about power backup systems, such as interruptible power supply, UPS, and a generator. These ones will ensure continuous power supply during outages, allowing farmers to complete their sessions without disruptions. These ones will also protect the devices from power surges. Number 10, another device, we can talk about webcams and microphones. Optional for training sessions, webcams and microphones, facilitates virtual meetings with agriculture experts and online trainings. That is for webcams and microphones. These ones will also enable farmers to participate in webinars or video calls with market advisors. More to that, furniture. We need ergonomic desks and chairs for comfort during computer use. This one promotes comfort and reduces fatigue, encouraging long and more productive sessions at the resource center. So, other additional hardware components, we can talk about operating systems like Windows or Linux for efficient operation of computers. We need office suites, software like Microsoft or LibreOffice for document creation and data analysis. We need antivirus programs to ensure systems are secure from malware and cyber attacks. We need also specialized agriculture applications like weather forecast apps, crop management software, and market trend trackers. Number 2, among the additional softwares, we need internet connectivity. Here, we shall need a provider, an internet service provider for consistent internet speed and availability. We need a bandwidth which is sufficient to support multiple simultaneous users. We need also training for users, regular sessions to familiarize farmers with ICT tools and online platforms for accessing agricultural resources. So here we have given also additional tools or softwares we may need to equip our agricultural resource center. Let's now give a conclusion. The proposed hardware devices and additional components will enable Kanungu Farmers Cooperative to establish a well-equipped digital resource center by ensuring the availability of appropriate tools and resources. Farmers will gain access to critical information and training, improving productivity and market engagement. So this is our conclusion, which will take at least 1 score. Then from there, these additional components, we can give them 2 scores. And then here, remember we have identified a tool and given its purpose. So all these components, we are going to give them at least 6 scores. And then we have our introduction. The format of the document, we have a report title, we have introduction, we have identified the tools and their benefits. We have also given additional tools and a conclusion. So when you look at the format of the document, 1 score. So in total, item 3 will also carry 11 out of 11. So when you look at my responses, they are detailed so that we cater for all those responses from different learners. So here we have concluded this paper for Senior 2 Paper 1. These are my numbers. Continue following me on my YouTube channel and access a number of these resources. They have been uploaded on this YouTube channel. So here are a number of resources. Those who haven't seen the draft UNEB ICT guides by Kakuru Benard, here they are. Find out and watch them. Here was Senior 1 ICT end of year exam. Get it and also go through it. This was Senior 3 Paper 2. And so, in the next video episode, we are going to look at Senior 2 I mean, yes, senior 2, paper 2. Keep following and find it there. So this will be our next video episode. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and also remember to grab these books. Grab a copy of these books. The books are available in stock, and there are also these other sourceful books, for example, for designing websites using Expression Web. There is also that one for designing websites using WordPress, and also this other ICT Mastery, one of the comprehensive one. ICT Mastery for Uganda's competence-based curriculum, S1 to S4 guide to theory and practical success. Grab this book and do your best with ICT. My contacts are here. Please can call me, you can WhatsApp me and see how best you can have this book. 077 56 107 62. Call me, WhatsApp me, and you see how best you can get these books.